Now we're hot. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bexar County Court at Law, number 6, and our plea and motion to revoke probation docket. Today is Wednesday, April 14th, 2021. The cases I have set on our docket for today is a motion to adjudicate. Let's see. Second amended motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision on Mr. Fuad Mohammed, cause 609382, represented by Mr. Bruce Jordan. And we have Mr. Jordan. Is Mr. Mohammed present yet?
He says he's on the he says he's on, but I don't see him.
Mr. Mohammed, if you can hear me, look for the little control that allows your microphone to be turned on so you can talk to us, sir. Okay, well, if he comes in, we'll take him up as soon as we can get to him, okay?
I'll call him again, Judge.
All right, no problem. Thanks. Okay, I have plea docket. State of Texas versus Michelle Hernandez, cause 652655, represented by Mr. Joseph Stateson. State of Texas versus Alan Canedo, cause 648804, represented by Ms. Rochelle Acevedo. State of Texas versus Levi Fernandez, cause 648404, represented by Mr. Richard Saldivar. State of Texas versus Raimundo Vieses, cause number 654011, represented by Mr. Jose Rocha. State of Texas versus Joe Saldivar, cause number 636203, represented by Ms. Loretta Hewitt. State of Texas versus Andrew Lideker, cause 628043, represented by Ms. Loretta Hewitt. And 647781, State of Texas versus Anaho Garcia, represented by Mr. Alan Brown. Okay, at this time, it's my understanding we're ready on Ms. Hernandez, Mr. Fernandez.
Yes.
Mr. Lideker.
Yes.
And Garcia. Is that all correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Okay,
we'll take those up first. Cause 652655, State of Texas versus Michelle Hernandez. Cause 648404, State of Texas versus Levi Fernandez. Cause 628043, State of Texas versus Andrew Lideker. And cause 647781, State of Texas versus Anaho Garcia. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like you to identify your signature on documents on each of your cases. The title of said document is Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference, which purports to have both the defendant and his or her attorney's signature on it. In Ms. Hernandez's case, 652655, Ms. Hernandez, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Stateson, as attorney for Ms. Hernandez, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Fernandez, same question for you. Is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Saldivar, as attorney for Mr. Fernandez, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Lideker, is this your signature on this document, sir? Is Andrew Lideker with us?
Yes, sir. That's my signature, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. And Ms. Hewitt, are you with us today?
I am, Judge.
Oh, there you are. Is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
It is.
Okay, I've also got Ms. Anaho Garcia. Is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Garcia, is Mr. Brown. Are you with us today, Alan?
Yes, Your Honor.
And this is your signature on this document?
Yes.
Thank you. The next document I have for each of you is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions, that purports to have your signature on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, Ms. Hernandez, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Fernandez, in clause 648404, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Lideker, in clause 628043, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Garcia, in clause 647781, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. By signing these documents, are each of you telling me that you've had enough time to either read these documents or have them read to you in their entirety? If you had any questions about what was on these documents, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorneys, so that in signing these documents, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on these documents. Is that correct, Ms. Hernandez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Fernandez?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Lideker?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And is that correct, Mr. Garcia or Ms. Garcia?
Yes, sir.
For Ms. Hernandez. Have you had enough time to go over this case with her, and in your opinion, is she mentally competent? Mr. Statesman.
Yes, Your Honor.
Same question for Mr. Saldivar as attorney for Mr. Fernandez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Same question for Ms. Hewitt as attorney for Mr. Lideker.
Yes, Your Honor.
Same question for Mr. Brown as attorney for Ms. Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Hernandez, are you a United States citizen, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Same question for Mr. Fernandez.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Lideker.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Garcia.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Statesman, as attorney for Ms. Hernandez, has the state fully complied with discovery for you on this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Same question for attorney for Mr. Fernandez, Mr. Saldivar.
Yes, Your Honor.
Same question for attorney for Mr. Lideker, Ms. Hewitt, excuse me.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for attorney for Ms. Garcia, Mr. Brown.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And Ms. Hernandez, in cause 652-655 to the charge of theft under $100 enhanced. How do you plead, ma'am?
No contest.
Is there an agreement for Ms. Hernandez?
Yes, 6/12, a $200 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, an ATSE course, and no contact order with Walmart.
You're breaking up a little bit, Alexis.
Which
And
has a copy.
is that your understanding of the agreement?
That is our understanding.
Remember, though, that Mike needs to hear you.
I don't know what to do.
Okay, Ms. Hernandez. In cause 652-655, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of theft under $100 enhanced. I find you guilty. I said 6 months in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 1 year, a $200 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, the ATSE anti-theft course, or do you have no contact with any Walmart stores in San Antonio, Bexar County, Texas during the term of your probation? Anything further from the state or the defense on Ms. Hernandez?
From the
No, yeah.
From the defense, I was going to state that Ms. Hernandez is disabled. She's been disabled since 2009. She's had 4 back surgeries and 2 neck surgeries. She does have a pain specialist for medication. We're just asking for lower supervisory fees as she is unemployed, but that's not because of COVID. She's unemployed because she's on disability.
Ms. Hernandez will be assigned the lowest statutory supervisory fee of $25 a month, just like every other defendant in this court. Fair enough?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Judge.
Good luck, Ms. Hernandez. Thank you, Mr. Statesman. Y'all are excused.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Hernandez, I'll give you a call. You
Thank
can
you.
exit Zoom.
Judge, may I
Thank
jump in
you.
real quick?
Sure.
Ms. Hernandez, before you go,
Yes, ma'am.
you will be receiving a call, and this goes for anyone being granted probation today. You will receive a telephone call within 48 hours notifying you about your orientation, or you will receive an email. If you do not have contact from anybody within the probation department within 48 hours, you need to call them. You're going to
Okay,
call the main number at 210-335-7200 and ask for the intake department.
Okay. Are you my probation officer?
No, I am not.
Okay. So if they don't call me within 48 hours, I call the 335-7200.
Yes, if you don't
For the
receive an
intake.
email or a telephone call within 48 hours, you need to call them. It is on each and every one of you that is granted probation today to make sure that you make contact with the probation department in the event that they do not contact you. If you
Okay.
fail to do so, there will be a warrant issued for your arrest for non-compliance with probation.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay?
Do you have any further
Okay.
questions, Ms. Hernandez? We
I'm
got
sorry?
plenty of time. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask us right now.
No, I'm fine, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Very much. You're released. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Fernandez, in clause 648-404 to the charge of resisting arrest, search, or transportation. How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
Agreement in cause 648-404 for Mr. Fernandez.
6 months deferred adjudication, $200 fine plus court costs, 30 hours community service, an APSE course, and no contact order with Walmart. Is this the right? Am I reading defense? Is this the right plea that you're?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, just
Let me
making
just
sure. Because it was almost a repeat of the last one. I was just making sure.
Did this incident happen in a Walmart parking lot or somewhere?
Yes, Your Honor, it was at Walmart.
Okay, I got you. Thank you. Okay, and defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Fernandez, the court accepts your plea of no contest. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt. Place you on 6 months, deferred adjudication probation. He says a $300 fine plus court costs, 30 hours of community service, the APSE stress management course, or do you have no contact with any Walmart stores in San Antonio, Bexar County, Texas during the term of your probation? Anything further from the state or the defense of Mr. Fernandez?
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt. The agreement was the no contact with the 1603 Vance Jackson, San Antonio, Texas, Walmart.
Yeah, but it's my policy that anytime there's an incident at a chain store, we just put them all off limits because I don't think he's going to be welcome at any of them.
I understand.
I would say this, if the state doesn't object, I'll be happy to grant early termination on this thing. Does that work for you?
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Fernandez. Mr. Fernandez, did you get all that information about if probation doesn't contact you timely, you got to call them?
Yes, I just need the last digits again.
Okay, well, good.
210-335-7200.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Other than since I do also take care of my father, because with him being sick a little bit with a hernia and everything, will I get information about like of where to go for the community service and everything?
Yes, that'll all be discussed on your initial meeting with your officer.
Okay, thank you. That's all I need to know.
All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah. Okay. And state you have a motion in Mr. Lineker's case, it would appear.
Judge, there was a note in the file from Nick that said not to reduce this case.
That changes our agreement, Judge. Our agreement was that they were waiving the 0.15 enhancement.
State, why don't you go ahead and tell me what your new agreement is, and then Ms. Hewitt can say yes, no, maybe.
I imagine it's the same terms, but it's 1/1. And a $400 fine, court costs 36 hours, and then the regular classes.
Well, we were going to address the ignition interlock, his treatment, and also Nicholas had told me they were waiving the 0.15.
Judge, do you want me to call him right now?
How about this, Ms. Hewitt? If this might achieve what goal you're looking for, how about if we only give him a 6-month underlying instead of a year underlying, and he still has to take a hit on the DWI greater than 1.5? Would that work for the defense?
It would.
Would that be okay with the state?
Yes, Judge.
I have a warm, fuzzy feeling Mr. Lineker is not going to have any problems on probation after he has a discussion with Ms. Hewitt about what's going to happen to him if that were to happen.
We've had that discussion, Judge.
All right. Stand by. I need this written down so I don't lose it. Okay, Mr. Lineker, on cause 628-043. The court accepts your plea of no contest to the charge of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content greater than 0.15. I find you guilty. I said 6 months in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 1 year, a $400 fine plus court costs, 36 hours community service, DWI intervention course, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, and Smart Start mobile home interlock for 1/2 the term, which would be 6 months. And defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
With the, I was going to address the treatment and the ignition interlock. Since it,
Go ahead.
He's not driving. His license is up in the air right now. So I guess we would need the Smart Start mobile right now. It is technically his first DWI. So that's why we were able, when they were dropping the 0.15, we were able to ask that you not assess that ignition interlock or Smart Start mobile. Also, he is an Army veteran. He served 5 years as a combat medic. He was sent to Iraq twice, deployed twice in 2007 and 2008. He is has been receiving treatment through the VA off and on, and that has helped him a lot. He would like to continue that treatment instead of doing any other programs because it's helped him. He's been sober since this incident, and so while it's working for him and he has those benefits, we'd like to keep him there.
Ms. Hewitt, did y'all take a look at the Veterans Treatment Court? For some reason, did they say he wasn't eligible for that?
He does have a prior obstruction where he went through your court with the obstruction, so he wasn't eligible again.
Okay. All right. Well, at the very least, we can probate his community service and thank Mr. Lideker for his service. All right, let me go through this again and make sure that we got it right. Mr. Lideker, in clause 628043, the court accepts your plea of no contest defense of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content greater than 0.15. I find you guilty. I said 6 months in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 1 year, a $400 fine plus court cost, 36 hours community service, probating all that based on your military service, DWI intervention course, Smart Start mobile home interlock for 6 months. And I'm not beating up on Mr. Lideker. Everybody gets a Smart Start mobile if they are charged with a DWI offense from first to second to whatever. So if he does well on that, obviously we can take it off in 6 months. All right. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Lideker?
Not from the defense, Judge.
And Mr. Lideker, you understand what to do if the probation department didn't contact you timely. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
You're the man, sir. Thanks for your help. Thanks for your service. Y'all
Yes,
are
sir.
Thank you, Judge.
okay. Ms. Garcia, in clause 647781. State, looks like you may have a motion on this case. Does that sound right?
Correct, Judge. The state moves to add a count 2 of obstruction, waive count 1, and proceed on count 2.
Did this start out? It just started out as a regular DWI first with an open container. That's what it started out as.
Yes, Judge.
And you're waiving the open container enhancement. Does it already have a paragraph on the information for obstruction, or are we adding that? I apologize, I missed that.
We're adding it, Judge.
Okay, I can see this. Okay, in clause 647781, the state has moved to amend the information, add paragraph 2, alleging obstruction of a highway, no objection from the defense. That will be granted. Then the state is waiving paragraph 1 and its enhancement.
So we'll just see.
I'm sorry, say again?
No, Your Honor, I think someone is just,
Okay. State is waiving paragraph 1 and the enhancement of open container and proceeding on paragraph 2, obstruction of a highway. Therefore, to the charge of obstruction of a highway, Ms. Garcia, how do you plead, ma'am?
No contest.
Thank you. Agreement with Ms. Garcia.
6/12, an $850 fine plus court costs, 36 hours community service, DWI education, DIP, CATSNP, and Smart Start mobile for half the term.
And defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Garcia, in clause 647781, the court accepts your plea of no contest, defense of obstruction of a highway. I find you guilty. I said 6 months in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 1 year, an $850 fine plus court cost, 36 hours community service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, and Smart Start Mobile Home Interlock for 6 months. Anything further from the state or the defense on Ms. Garcia?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
Okay, good luck, Ms. Garcia, and thank you, counsel.
Thank you.
Ms. Garcia, do you have any questions with regards to probation?
No, I do not, ma'am.
Okay, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we get, have we got Mr. Mohammed with us yet?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Mr. Mohammed, are you with us, sir? Can you hear me? Mr.
Judge,
Mohammed?
Just,
Yeah. he
he's
has
under
no-
Galaxy.
Yeah, I can see Mr. Mohammed, but I can't hear him. Mr. Mohammed, can you hear me?
I don't think he has any audio, Judge.
Why don't you send them to a chat room and see if they can fix their audio? Or I don't know, Bruce is very high tech on that stuff. I'm sure he'll figure it out.
Yeah, I've called him 5 times.
Okay, so
In the alternative, what we might do is if you can't get audio working on our Zoom system, we've already seen him. We know he's there. If you can get him on your cell phone and just put him on speakerphone and we can hear him, as you hold it up to the microphone on your,
Okay,
might do that also.
yeah,
okay,
just have him put his picture back up and then you can do it on your phone.
okay. All right, thank you.
Want to send him to a breakout room and see if they can get that figured out, or is that too much?
That's up to, no, if he does, I don't know whether he, here he is.
He's calling me right now.
Okay.
Good.
Bruce, I'm gonna go ahead and do these other 3 pleas real quick, and then we're gonna get to you guys. That gives you time to finesse.
Okay, that's fine. He says all right, we'll figure it out. Thank you.
All right. He just want to be ready on State of Texas versus Alan Canedo, class 648804.
Your Honor, they have not come on. Rochelle Acevedo had another hearing. She said she would be coming in late.
Are we ready on Raimundo Viestas III, 654011 with Mr. Rocha?
Mr. Rocha.
I see Mr. Rocha. Do we have
Yes.
Mr. Viestas with us?
No, Your Honor, we do not have him. It doesn't seem like it, at least.
Do we know where he is? Can you call him on a cell phone?
We do have contact with him. I was asking Pat through the chat if we could have him either call in the court, maybe show up at the courtroom.
We can't do that. We're not doing any in-person stuff. It's a plague thing. He can come to your office. He can go find a friend with a computer. He can do any of those things.
He's trying to get to a library so that he can log in from there.
Let's wait. If we still can't get in today, we're going to do this again tomorrow. So we'll try again tomorrow if we can't get it done today. Okay.
Okay, Your Honor.
All right, we'll stand. How about, are we ready on Joe Ramon Saldivar? Ms. Hewitt?
He's on, Your Honor, but he doesn't have audio. So I don't know whether if he called in to Miss Hewitt, we could do the speakerphone like we did. If she, because I believe that's Raymond Galaxy A21 is his.
Let me try to call.
Okay.
I don't know if he can hear you.
We can see him, I guess, on this Galaxy A21 business.
And I'm okay now, Judge, whenever you're ready with Fawad Muhammad.
Okay, let me see if Miss Hewitt's got commo with her guy yet. Just hang on just a second.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. We're gonna do it right now over my phone.
Okay.
Okay, Judge.
Okay, Judge.
This is cause number 636203, State of Texas versus Joe Ramon Saldivar. Can you hear me, Mr. Saldivar?
Perfectly, sir, but like I said, I couldn't.
Just answer his questions. Just answer his questions. Yeah, did you hear him, Judge?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay.
Okay, so Mr. Saldivar, you can hear me. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
All right. This is cause 636203, State of Texas versus Joe Ramon Saldivar. Mr. Saldivar, I'm looking at a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference, which is supposed to have your signature and your attorney's signature on it. Is this your signature on this document, sir?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. And Ms. Hewitt, as attorney for Mr. Saldivar, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Mr. Saldivar, the next document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions that purports to have your signature on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. Is this your signature on this document also, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. By signing this document, are you telling me that you've had enough time to either read this document or have it read to you in its entirety? If you had any questions about what was on this document, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorney, Ms. Hewitt, so that in signing this document, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on this document. Is that correct, sir?
I understand for the most part of it, sir, yes, but not completely, I don't.
Judge, we've had an issue. Mr. Saldivar has not contacted me like we had planned to, so that I could go through this with him for the past several days. So this morning, I was with other clients. I was not able to meet with him today, but today is when he wanted to do it. So I told him to read it. If he didn't understand, then we would deal with it right now.
You go out in a breakout room and then you can chat with him in the breakout room? No. Do you want to reset it for tomorrow afternoon, same time, and then that gives you time to get together? No.
I can put you in a breakout room.
Yes, I don't trust the phone call will come through, so I need to deal with him while we're on the phone or while.
And I will put him in right now in one and put you in one right now.
Ms. Hewitt can just turn off her audio and then we can't hear her or her defendant and they can talk. And just turn off your camera, Ms. Hewitt, if you wish, and you're still with us, but we can't hear you or see you and you're kind of.
That's fine.
Breakout deal without actually going to a breakout deal. And Mr. Jordan and Mr. Muhammad, I apologize. We do just some sort of the speed bumps in the road we run into on these little hearings that are remote.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You guys are next on my batting order.
All right.
And for the record, the Assistant Criminal District Attorney on all these pleas is Miss Alexis O'Connell.
Okay, Judge, we're back.
Okay, back on the record on cause 636-203, State of Texas versus Joe Ramon Saldivar. Mr. Saldivar, can you still hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. I can hear you loud and clear, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. After you had a discussion with your attorney, the last question I asked you was, in signing the defendant's waiver of constitutional rights and court's admonitions, does that basically mean that you understand and agree with everything that's on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Hewitt, as attorney for Mr. Saldivar, have you had enough time to go over this case with him? And in your opinion, is he mentally competent?
Yes.
Mr. Saldivar, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Hewitt, has the state fully complied with discovery for you on this case?
They have, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Saldivar, to the charge of possession of controlled substance, how do you plead, sir?
Where is it? No content or?
Yes.
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 Yes,
Court
no content.
plea of no contest. Would that be correct, Ms. Hewitt?
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't hear that, sir. I'm sorry. I broke up.
I've got you. Ms. Hewitt, court accepts the plea of no contest. Would that be accurate? Thank you.
Yes, Judge. Yes.
Okay. Court accepts the plea of no contest due to the offense of possession of controlled substance. State, is there an agreement in this case?
1 day Bear County Jail, $300 fine plus court costs, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent, and we ask this be a JSAT, Judge.
And Ms. Hewitt, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Saldivar, on clause 636-203, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of possession of controlled substance. I find you guilty. I assess 1 day in the Bear County Jail, a $300 fine plus court costs, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent, judgment satisfied. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Saldivar?
Nothing from the defense.
Thank you, Ms. Hewitt. Thank you, Mr. Saldivar. Y'all are dismissed.
Yes, sir. You have a great evening, sir.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Okay. Have we had any other contacts from either Mr. Canedo and Ms. Acevedo,
Your
or
Honor, Mr. Canedo is on. He is the iPhone, and I'm texting Ms. Acevedo just to let her know that he is here.
all right. And were we able to contact Mr. Vieses, or is he still sort of missing in action?
That's
He is seeking a library, Your Honor, at this point in time.
But we'll continue to wait. And if once again, if he can't get it figured out by today, we'll try to again tomorrow if that works for everybody, or we'll reset it, whatever's best for everybody.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Ms. Acevedo is coming in right now.
Okay. Hey, Rochelle.
Hi, Judge. How are you?
We've got clause 648804, State of Texas versus Alan Canedo. We've got Mr. Canedo. We've got you. Are you ready to proceed at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thanks. Mr. Canedo, I'm looking at a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference that purports to have your signature and your attorney's signature on it. Is this your signature on this document, sir? Mr. Canedo, can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Okay, is this your signature, sir?
Yes.
Thanks, sir. And Ms. Acevedo, as attorney for Mr. Canedo, is this your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
The next document I'm looking at, Mr. Canedo, is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights, Court's Admonitions, purports to have your signature on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. Is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. By signing this document, are you telling me that you've had enough time to either read this document or have it read to you in its entirety? If you had any questions about what was on this document, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorney. So that in signing this document, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on this document. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, with the $300 court costs and 12 months DA, and I forgot what the rest was.
When we get to that point, I want you to pay attention closely and make sure your understanding is the same as our understanding. But that'll be about 5 minutes from now. Ms. Acevedo, have you had enough time to go over this case with Mr. Canedo? And in your opinion, is he mentally competent?
I have, Your Honor, and I believe he is.
Mr. Canedo, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Acevedo, has the state fully complied with discovery for you on this case?
They have, Your Honor.
Mr. Canedo, in clause 648804 to the charge of discharging a firearm in a city with a municipal population of at least 100,000 people. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
there an agreement for Mr. Canedo?
I'm
Correct
sorry.
me if I'm wrong, defense, but I think we agreed to 8 months deferred adjudication and to probate the fine plus court costs, 36 hours community service, an APSE course, motion to forfeit the weapon, and gun safety course.
And Ms. Acevedo, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
And what kind of weapon is this? Like a handgun or some kind?
It was a 25 automatic, but I was going to ask you, Your Honor, did they have the evidence? Because I was told they found different gun shells.
I don't know anything about your case, sir. That'd be between you and your attorney. The point I was getting at was if Ms. Acevedo wants this weapon, instead of destroying it with the state's permission, I'll give it to her not to be returned to the defendant or family or friends. But it may not be worth anything to anybody anyway. It may well be destroyed. It's up to Ms. Acevedo what she'd like to do.
I don't know.
Well, I would like
Have
to-
guns, Judge, so that's fine.
The state's not going to allow Mr. Canedo to have this gun back, is my understanding.
I have explained that to Mr. Canedo. He's aware of that, Your Honor.
Okay, and then what do you want me to do with this weapon?
It'll be forfeited, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Canedo, in cause 648804, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the offense of discharging a firearm in a city with a municipal population of greater than 100,000 people. I find you guilty. I'm sorry, I don't find you guilty. We're doing DA on this, are we not? Yeah. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt. Place you on 1 year, deferred adjudication probation. It says a $300 fine plus court cost, 36 hours community service, APSE stress management course, and motion to forfeit or destroy the weapon by the state is granted. And I guess the state wants you to go to a gun safety course, which I guess the probation department knows about. Is that okay with the defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hey, we don't have a gun anymore. Why do we need a safety course?
Judge, I sent you the old plea. The correct plea is 8 months deferred, and we're going to probate the fine. Sorry about that.
And we're going to probate all the fine?
Correct, Judge.
All right, let's start over. And can we just not do this gun safety course on this one? Will that be okay with the state?
That's okay, Judge.
Let's try again. Let's get ahead and make sure I get this correct. Court accepts your plea of guilty. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt, place you on 8 months deferred adjudication probation. That's a $300 fine, probating all that, plus court costs, 36 hours community service, the APSE course, and the motion to destroy the weapon is granted. Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Canedo?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Acevedo. Thank you, Mr. Canedo. Y'all are dismissed. Was he here when we went over the probation stuff earlier, Susan? You want to tell him that again?
Yes, Your Honor. The probation department will be reaching out to you within the next 48 hours, either by telephone or email. If you do not hear from them, then you need to call and ask for the intake department, and their telephone number is 210-335-7200. Ask for intake. It's your responsibility to make sure that your conditions get signed. If you fail to make contact with them, then a warrant could be issued for your arrest.
And you're talking to who?
The one that was just placed on probation.
You, Mr.
Alex Canedo or who?
Yes, you, Mr. Canedo.
Okay, so what's the number again?
210
210
335
335
7200, and you're going to ask for intake.
7200, and I'm going to ask for who? Intake?
Yes.
I heard that word before. I think it was Too Fast, Too Furious. And then what else?
That's all. You just need to make sure that you get over there to get your paperwork signed. It's on you. Failure to do so could result in a warrant being issued for your arrest.
Okay, can I go in tomorrow morning?
No, you need to wait to be contacted. You will most likely be doing your conditions via Zoom.
Okay, but they have my current phone number, right?
As long as it was provided on your sheet that you filled out for the court. Yes.
Okay. All right, ma'am. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Good luck to you, sir.
No more gunfight, Mr. Canedo. We good?
I'm good, but after this, I'm going back to California.
All right. Have a safe trip, sir.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Your Honor, Mr. Viescas has signed in.
Mr. Who?
Ramindo Viescas.
Oh, good. That worked it out. All right. Thank you, Rochelle.
Rochelle. Oh,
I think she left.
I think she's gone.
Well, he said he's going to California. Is he going today, tomorrow, or when he's done with probation?
I guess we'll figure that out a bit. Okay, Mr. Viescas, are you with us, sir? Can you hear me?
You need to unmute. There you go.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now, Mr. Viescas?
Yes, sir.
Hey, thanks, sir. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over your case now. This is called 654-011, State of Texas versus Raimundo Viescas III. The first document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference, which purports to have your signature and your attorney's signature on it. Is this your signature on this document, Mr. Viescas?
Yes, sir.
The attorney, Mr. Viescas, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Next document, Mr. Viescas, is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions that purports to have your signature on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, sir, is this your signature on this document also?
Yes, sir. I believe so.
Thank you. By signing this document, are you telling me that you've had enough time to either read this document or have it read to you in its entirety? If you had any questions about what was on this document, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorney, so that in signing this document, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on this document. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir. I believe so.
Mr. Rocha, the attorney for Mr. Viescas, have you had enough time to go over this case with him? And in your opinion, is he mentally competent?
Yes, Your Honor. I had enough time to go over this document with him. He is mentally competent and have discussed it at length.
Viescas, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Rocha, has the state fully complied with discovery for you on this case?
Yes, Your Honor, they have.
Mr. Viescas, in clause 654-011 to the charge of evading arrest or detention, how do you plead, sir?
No contest.
4 days in the Bexar County Jail, $300 fine plus court costs, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent, and access via JSAT, Judge.
Mr. Rocha, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Mr. Viescas, the court accepts your plea. No contest to the offense of evading arrest or detention. I find you guilty. I assess 4 days in the Bexar County Jail, a $300 fine plus court cost, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent, judgment satisfied. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Viescas?
Nothing further from the defense, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Viescas,
Excuse me?
you can leave now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, may I be excused?
You bet. That's fine.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Okay.
Thank you for everything.
This is
Thank you, Mr. Rocha.
This is called 609-382, State of Texas versus Fuad Mohammed. This is a second amended motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Representing the state is Ms. Alexis O'Connell. Representing the Bexar County CSCD is Ms. Susan Gross, who I will swear at this time. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you. My understanding is this is an uncontested motion to adjudicate. Is that correct, Mr. Jordan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. On the second amended motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision, how does the defendant plead?
Fawad?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He's asked you how you plead to essentially not reporting. You have to plead true or not true. So we're going to plead true, and you need to tell the judge that.
Okay.
So you tell him true.
Tell him true.
Just say true. He needs to hear you.
True. Tell him true.
Okay. I'd like to explain why.
Ms. Gross, please advise the court and the parties of the status of Mr. Mohammed's probation at this time.
Judge, Mr. Mohammed has performed very poorly on probation in that he only reported 3 times, and we've not seen him since August 8th of 2019. He's made no effort to make any payments, and he has a balance of $1,757. We have no proof of any of his 48 hours community service having been completed. He was on Smart Start Mobile at 4 times a day. He had serious non-compliance issues, and he's been in lockout since October the 11th of 2019. Smart Start finally wrote the device off on February 29th of 2020. He failed to submit to drug testing the one time he was ordered to go. We have no proof of enrollment of DWI education, victim impact panel, or the CATSNP program. He has a prior arrest for possession of marijuana, which I believe was taken into consideration in this case. This case did expire July 19th of 2020. The probation department is asking for revocation.
Mr. Jordan, what are you requesting?
Well, Judge, on a positive note, he is turning himself in voluntarily. There's been no attempt made to arrest him, and he has not, of course, committed any new crimes. He's a victim of the unemployment situation here at this time. He lost his job, was supposed to get his green card. That did not come through. His ID expired, so he could not get a job anywhere without an ID. He's been trying to figure out what to do on this and finally called me, and we decided the best thing to do would be to turn himself in and get this resolved so he could proceed, with his link. But he had no money to pay for any devices, no money for, he had no money for anything, Judge. He couldn't pay anything, and he was unemployable, and he knows that, and he apologizes. And we just ask that you, whatever you can do in leniency on his sentence. He realizes he will serve some jail time. So we're just asking for the court to grant him some leniency.
State what you're.
Along with probation, Judge.
Mr. Mohammed, I don't have a lot of options here. In clause 609-382, the court accepts your plea of true to all conditions on the motion to revoke, motion to adjudicate guilt and revoke community supervision is the second amended one. I grant the state's second amended motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. I find you guilty of the offense of obstruction of a highway. I sentence you to 6 months in the Bexar County Jail, assess a $2,000 fine plus court cost, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent. Mr. Jordan, if I'm not sure how they're doing the work release program. If they actually have a work release program in the Bexar County Jail and Mr. Mohammed can get a real job, get back in touch with me. Last I heard, they had postponed it due to the pandemic business, and
Yes,
I don't reinstated it yet. But I don't have a problem with it if they have it, and where he spends his nights in jail and works during the day, that would benefit him and benefit the jail and whatnot. So if we can
Yes,
get,
sir.
they'll do
Yes,
that.
Judge.
But you're gonna have to bring that back to my attention. Otherwise, Mr. Mohammed, you need to turn yourself into the Bexar County Jail. Today is Wednesday. How about Friday morning at 9 o'clock? Would that work?
Yes.
All right, sir. Today is the 14th, so 9 o'clock a.m. on Friday, the 16th of April, 2021. Turn yourself into the Bexar County Jail. And your attorney might also research if you're getting 3 for 1 or 2 for 1 or how that's working these days, because I have no idea how that works either. All right. Thank you, Mr. Mohammed, and thank you for having the honor of turning yourself in. We appreciate that. I'm sorry, there's just not a whole lot of options I had under your circumstances. So,
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Mr. Jordan.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye.